nothing about this. He showed me everything he needed to show me about what a quarterback should be in game 1 of the season. First pass picked off, and then just turns around and makes a game of it.
You're like, all right, I'm ready to play.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I need to know about him, to know that, because with all due respect, and I've always been on the side that Mark Sanchez kind of got a raw deal here. They never really built an offense around him, but having said that, he wasn't that guy who throws a pick and then just shakes it off. He never was.
He threw a pick and then threw another one.
Yeah.
That's what Mark Sanchez was.
Speaking of Mr. Dan Morales coming in hot on that one, tell us about your Carolina Panthers. What's going on?
Carolina Panthers, they did get to win this 31-21 with the Bengals. I love to see it because Cam Newton doing everything. 2 rushing touchdowns, that's 14 points.
Yep, your man crush.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
You're not sorry at all.
He's the man. He can't 2 passing touchdowns too. He can't just beat that. And Christian McCaffrey with 28 carries, doing the heavy load with 180 something yards. That's just phenomenal. That's what we need out of him, doing the heavy load for us on offense.
I thought Christian McCaffrey was somewhat disappointing last year. I feel like most fantasy owners thought that.
I had McCaffrey last year.
Fantasy owners, yes, but we had Jonathan Stewart and what's his name? I completely forgot the other guy's name, but Jonathan Stewart.
John Stewart was there,
and Mike Tolbert.
Yep.
And Christian McCaffrey was the third because he was a rookie. So I understand where fantasy owners come from, that him being disappointing, but he's the man right now, and the Carolina Panthers.
I have a question for you. Going into the season, obviously Andrew Norwell cashed in, right? Weren't you worried about that offensive line going into the season?
A little bit, but I know that with Cam and his feet that he can move out of the way in certain occasions, even though he is quite a large person. He is 6'5", 280 pounds.
I'd love to have a mobile quarterback.
I know, but he can move. So that's why offensive line concerns. Yes, it was a little scary at first because you always want the best protection for your quarterback because he takes hard hits. If you haven't noticed, in a couple weeks ago where he took a hit when he slid.
The past couple of years, he's taken a lot of
some
hits.
hard hits, but he can move and he can do everything outside the pocket too, which is what I love about Cam Newton.
I mean, he's a difference maker, and people forget about him. They really do.
They do.
They forget about him because... You know why I think it is? And it's the biggest thing that I think the biggest knock on Cam Newton is the same reason why he's been forgetted. This is a former NFL MVP because he was upset after a Super Bowl. I'm sorry that a guy lost the biggest game of his life and couldn't give you a good answer after. You know what? Reporters in that room... kick rocks. But that was ridiculous, and he's been suffering the results of that ever since.
It's I understand that, but he's an emotional player.
He's always been that way. Never since
college, too.
Ever since college, he's always been an emotional player.
And Florida,
that's
too.
The reason why. That's the reason why I like, and also in JUCO. You can't forget about that. He played JUCO, won national
Yes, he did.
there.
And I covered JUCO college, the NCC Lions, on Saturdays. If you want to check that out, that's this weekend. I'll be doing play-by-play.
Nice plug.
Mr. Kyle McKay will be doing color with me. You can catch that game on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College, at 12 p.m.
I was not expecting to do the halftime show either. I just happened to stop in.
You just happened to walk in. We were listening is that Eric?
Yeah, it was.
By the way, Mr. Mark Taki's cousin, Josh Silverberg, he's great.
He'll be joining us on Friday.
I can't wait. I can't wait to have him. By the way, before we get into more plugs, let me just give you the rundown of the Chiefs, and this is all I really have to say about them.
My.
The line is consistent. We have the best weapons in football, and right now, I have finally bought in to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I bought in.
How many weeks? 3?
Week 3. I'm bought in. I believe in him, but that's all I really have for the Chiefs today. Right now, I got to tell you about a wonderful show that we do here on 90.3 WHPC. It's called The Classic Countdown on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Take a trip back in time and listen to the biggest hits of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Our own Zach Turkel plays the top songs of the current week, but not from this year. We'll be coming back, guys. We're not going anywhere. We're coming back with more sports talk. It's Yankees, it's Mets, it's playoffs, it's Cy Young. You're listening to the voice of Nassau Community College. It's 90.3 WHPC.
Shake off the realities of the day, broaden your musical horizons, and embrace every Monday afternoon at 6 on Revelations. The show offers a potently unique collection of music with an emphasis on themes and rock rarities, an occasional tour de force of blues and soul, mixed with compelling sets of folk and folk rock. I'm Steve Kay, and I've got the perfect soundtrack for your drive home every Monday afternoon at 6 on Revelations, right here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. WHPC.
We're testifying right here on 90.3 WHPC. This is actually what I was going to call the show before we had to do the sports talk. I was going to do it the sports testimonial, and this was going to be the intro.
I like it.
Right? It was a pretty good idea.
I like it.
Well, anyway, it never happened, but I'm glad we have it. Hey, listen, what we have is wonderful. You're listening to the voice of Nassau Community College. I am your host, Nick Ohrnberger, right here with you. What's up?
Nothing.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I love you, Nick.
I love you. Anyway, we're going to continue right along. I asked everybody to listen, this is a sports show, but I wanted everybody to tell us what gets them angry about their sports fandom or just in general in life. So this is a little segment that I like to call...
You know what really grinds my gears?
That's right. We're going to do... We're just going to tell the world...
Funny. Oh, boy.
What really grinds their gears. So, Eric, if you have anything, would you like to tell...
You know what really grinds my gears?
All right, this one's actually kind of like out of left field a little bit.
Because you weren't ready for it as most times on Mondays?
Yeah, probably. So, here's the thing. I'm an Islander fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I always get into these conversations. Who was your favorite player growing up? And a lot of these people say, Brian Trottier, Mike Bossy, Bob Nystrom, John Tavares, not anymore. And listen, I always come up with the out-of-left-field player because this was the actual player that really got me into being an Islander fan, and that is Alexei Yashin. And if you recognize that name, if you are an Islander fan, he was the worst captain in Islander history.
He was actually
exactly.
Awful.
If you're not an Islander fan, you don't know. It was the worst trade in Islander history, maybe second of Molson for Vanek. Oh, it was awful. But yeah, Alexei Yashin's my favorite player. Go
and
kick
that's
rocks.
the thing that grinds your gears, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Liam, can you please tell me?
You know what really grinds my gears?
Let me tell you, man. The New York Jets against the Cleveland Browns, they had 20 first and 10s on the night. They ran on 15 of them. That really grinds my gears. You gotta pass the football.
No, that's a great one. I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. That's annoying. Like, what do you have a...
You have a quarterback that you want to see what he has, and you're not passing the football, especially on first down when you need points, and you were down against the Cleveland. Well, you weren't down, but you needed to get points, and you didn't do it.
Would you rather than throw 3 times at the goal line?
No.
Yeah, do you remember that?
No.
Definitely not.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
No, I wouldn't. Dan, please tell us.
You know what really grinds my gears?
So I've been a Mets fan for a long time, and when are the Mets going to be good? Like,
this is a cry for help now.
Like, it's bad. Like, they have really good pitching. They have Jacob deGrom, who I think should still be the Cy Young winner, but that's my personal opinion. He will be. Mm-hmm. But
I think if he wins,
they cannot hit. When are the Mets going to be able to get some bats? Like, I love the Mets to death. Like, I'm going to be a Mets fan my whole life, but they're just not good. I just gotta.
I hear you. Mine is a little more interesting. I guess I should.
You know what really grinds my gears?
What grinds my gears is the fact that every time I start a new school year, I spend the entire semester trying to remember what color folder is for that class, and by the time I know it, I know it is at the end of the semester when it doesn't matter anymore. But also, the best quarterback in football right now, what bothers me is his voice.
How far can you throw it in the air?
The furthest I ever threw it in college was 83 yards. But I had a little bit of wind.
Sounds like Kermit. Hold on, everybody, wait. Let's listen to that again. I stopped it preemptively because we all started. I can't listen to him talk.
He sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Hold on,
oh my God, I heard
Kermit the Frog here.
Hold on.
Patrick Mahomes here.
This is him on air with Colin Cowherd. This is what my quarterback sounds like.
How far can you throw it in the air?
Here we go.
The furthest I ever threw it in college was 83 yards, but I had a little bit of wind at my back. But
listen to what he does at the end, the giggle at the end.
85 yards, depending on the day.
Good Lord.
Yo, what was that?
I don't know. This dude is out of his mind.
God.
Oh my gosh. Listen, we got to roll along. We're going to do a quick, we're going to do Mets and Yankees. I have a feeling we have something to say in the 2-minute drill. Does anybody for Mets and Yankees? Let's just do that right now.
The Mets just need a hit.
By the way, nobody leave after this show is over because Mr. Steve K is coming up next with Revelations. You don't want to miss it. Themed music. This dude just knows what he's doing. We can't wait to hear it. I listen to him on the way home every time I leave the show on Mondays. Don't
Mondays.
go anywhere. What?
He said Mondays.
Oh, I'm Irish at heart. Anyway, listen. don't go anywhere because his stuff is incredible, and I can't wait to hear him. So don't go anywhere. I just needed to get that out there because it's he's the man. Anyway, Yankees.
I like Patrick Mahomes.
Real quickly, we're the two Yankees fans. We got the Mets fans over there. Eric.
Yes.
Are you even excited for this wild card game?
Yes, I am very excited for this wild card game. I don't know how. How are you not excited?
I'm not excited. They look despondent right now.
Okay, Didi Gregorius is going to play. Did you hear the news?
I know. Cortisone shot. It looks like he's going to play. I get it. But are you excited? I mean,
this team is finally back together. Everybody has been hurt. Everybody has been banged up. And for once, probably since, I don't know, maybe the trade deadline, even a little bit before that, for once this team is actually put together from top to bottom. And they're actually even talking about bringing Andrew McCutchen back for the future, by the way. So that means bye-bye to Brett Gardner.
Which is fine. I don't mind that.
That's going to stink, though.
It's going to sting. It's not going to stink because we all know, we've known for a while, Brett's, through this season, that Brett's about done. I mean, we all have known it.
But it's a sad sight to see because he's the forever guy, even though he's
the
not,
heart and soul.
But he really he's not the biggest guy out there. He's just the kind of guy that you like seeing on the field perform.
But for all the Yankees fans out there, it does hurt. But I think the realistic ones know it's time. This has been a terrible, terrible year, and this is probably
sad.
It's a good a time as any for him to think about retiring. Mets. Here's what I want to hear from you two, Mr. Lee and Mr. Dan. Is it now egregious after what Jacob deGrom has done that he is not Cy Young after this year?
No, he should be Cy Young. If he's not,
he will be the Cy Young.
You think it's? I happen to agree with you. I think it now.
It's cut and dry.
You can't.
After what the Mets did to Scherzer and Nola in the past 2 weeks, they hit him hard.
Have to.
They adjusted the ERA. They made it tough. It's deGrom Cy Young.
I think if deGrom wins Cy Young, which now I think he will, I think baseball is moving into another direction in which they don't look at stats as much as they used to, specifically the win-loss record.
Yep, and I hope that's the case, especially on a year like this. He's got 17 wins, Max Scherzer. It's not like he has 27.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah. It's not that impressive. It's an impressive year, but it's not. I don't think we have enough time for fantasy. All I will say, and I think everybody here agrees with me, I do want you to give us our hockey one because I was interested by that, Liam. But Calvin Ridley, if you dropped him, pick him back up. This dude's going to be a big weapon for the Falcons.
I have Ridley.
Good for you. Liam, hockey, who are we picking up?
Pavel Buchnevich of the New York Rangers, and I'll explain why. He is a Russian forward. He was a rookie last season. He is going to be excellent for the Rangers. This is a young team. He's going to be on the first line. He is going to produce. Pick him up.
Pick him up. All right, you heard him. 2-minute drill time. Eric, what do you have for us?
I have to say, Yankee fans, as much as you are nervous, there is a glimmer of excitement for this wild card. I'm telling you, as long as Luis Severino is not starting, which it's kind of weird to say, as long as Tanaka or Happ is starting this wild card game, there's a reason for hope.
All right, Liam, what do you got?
Mets have the best record in the National League East after July 4th. That's something that is very important, and it's a glimmer of hope for Mets fans and for next season. That's all I got.
Dan!
And for the New York Mets, get your tissues because David Wright's game's coming up. It's gonna be sad.
Mr. Steve K, do you have one? Do you have a 2-minute drill thing?
Yeah.
Give me something. What do you want to say?
Yeah, well, I agree with the gentleman over here, Eric, I think it is, with the Severino not starting because he's a little shaky. His second half of the year was kind of really shaky. He didn't have that many quality starts, although the last one was pretty good. So, I don't know, and the Tanaka wasn't that good either. So, I would think it's either Happ or Severino.
I'm going Yankees too. Right now, I'm in his pool right here. I'm saying Happ. I'm going Happ. Because for me, my money, he's been the most consistent. A lefty against that lineup. I like it. I think he can really, really do some damage. I'm going with him as well, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Everybody, if you listened, if you didn't listen, if you're just tuning in, I'm sorry, but you missed Sports Talk. But unfortunately, we got to go. But I think I speak for everyone in the room here when I say, what a great broadcast. But it's time to say, that's right, because we are, yes, in a few minutes we'll be, and it doesn't matter though, we'll be back next week from 5 to 6 on Monday. You can catch Eric's show Fridays 3 to 4. You can catch Kyle McKay Tuesdays 5 to 6, and Chris Muldoon and the boys on 9 to 11 on WHPC Sports Talk right here on 90.3, everybody. Say it with me. Okay, guys, don't say
90.3.
Is that what you want?
That was horrendous. I'm just going to do it. 90.3 WHPC.